Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have Alley Cat Strike. This is a 2000, yes, year 2000 film, a Disney Channel original. It is an hour and 27 minutes long, and it is officially, I verified this before I pressed the button to record. This is the last of all the Disney Channel original movies that I watched. There's no more unless you count next month when I can put Zombies 4, the brand new film, into the rotation. But this is the last Disney Channel original movie from that like on home cinema era of Disney Channel. Yeah, it's I've watched everything on Disney Plus that was originally a Disney Channel original movie. That I mean, if there's more that they haven't put on Disney Plus, well then I haven't watched it, of course. So yay, I've accomplished something. There are only 9 movies left now after watching this. Again, in a few days, I'll be resetting the whole list for possibly the final full quarter of this series. After it'll be I'll reach 6 years of doing this in the next quarter, starting with a remixed whole new list with new content and all the old stuff taken out. So, yeah, it's a big moment of change coming. So this movie is of course all about bowling. Alley Cat's Strike. Yeah, it has got basically we have our ragtag group of teens who are basically antisocial. They don't go to the parties. They are not cool. They have attractive young teens here. We got this guy who's Alex, and that's Elise, I believe. Yeah, Eliza. Sorry, Eliza. Elisa with an S. That's Kaylee Cuoco. Yeah, you know her from Big Bang Theory. She's Penny. And you know her from Harley Quinn, the voice of Harley Quinn in the animated series that's on HBO Max or HBO, whatever it's called now. That's her. That's her. It's because it's a neat little contrast to where she started, somewhere around here, and what are the 8 things to know about my teenage daughter, dating my teenage daughter, that thing with John Ritter, and then of course Big Bang Theory. So yeah, she's super young here, and honestly, if I hadn't looked at the credits beforehand, I wouldn't have known it was her at first. It would have bugged me for like forever if I hadn't checked it while watching it, but I did see her in the list of credits. I'm like, okay, that's Kaylee. Okay, that makes sense. And we have Mimi down here, Mimi Paley playing Dahlia. She is out of this set. There's a set of 4 outcasts, and the 4th one is I think Ken, played by Joey Wilcott. Kyle Schmid plays Alex Thompson, and they're just kids hang out at a bowling alley, and they just love bowling. Mainly, Alex loves it because his dad owns the bowling alley and gets to bowl for free. And his dad gave him his love and his passion for bowling and his skill, taught him everything he knows. Eliza hangs out because she's best friends, and there doesn't seem to be a romantic connection here. I don't know if it was one of those movies where they were like trying to treat it as like a pilot to a series, like they would have other bowling adventures. I don't know, but either way, like maybe the relationship would have built up over time. I have no idea. Doesn't matter. It didn't happen that I know of. Otherwise, I would have it on my list. But it's a sports movie on the Disney Channel. What do you think's going to happen? Well, of course, there's going to be a competition for rights or dominance in the sport, the local sport. They probably shot this in Canada. In the cold, it's cold a lot there, but I could see them basically outside having conversations, the kids having conversations at night with their breath blowing everywhere, and they're not wearing jackets or anything. It's just like their normal, shirt and jeans, and hey, and just having a conversation. Canadians. So yeah, it's but nothing looks wintry. I think it's meant to look like it's like the fall or the spring era, but again, it's cold. It's cold. So anyway, these kids, they rule over an empty bowling alley for the most part. There's no business really coming in. Nobody finds this as a place to go to hang out or have a good time. Dad's probably going to lose the place eventually. Surprisingly, they're not fighting for that. Usually there's a public space or a business or a charity or a orphan's home or something that's going to get turned into rubble because a evil developer wants to destroy it. Capitalism is coming in and it's going to destroy everything and then build on top of it, and the rich will become richer and the poor will just be forgotten and the kids have to do bowling to save it. That's not what happens here, which is weird. It's actually a competition between the east side and the west side of Appleton. Yes, the town is called Appleton, and there's an east side and the west side, and they have sporting competitions and all levels, at all sports, football, baseball, and there's one guy who excels above all of it. His name is Todd McLemore, and he is played by Robert Ri'chard. There's an accent after the I. R-I accent or apostrophe C-H-A-R-D. I'm guessing that's how you pronounce it. I'm sorry if I mispronounce it, but you throw an apostrophe in there, you should expect trouble when it comes to pronunciation. Just saying. So, Todd is a superstar athlete. His dad also happens to be the mayor of the town, who has kind of a stake in all of this whole battle between the east and west side, who is up against a blowhard of a competitor mayor for the east side, I guess. I can't remember which side they're on. I think they're west. Our heroes are on the west side. Anyway, either way, they've got this rivalry going on, and Todd, of course, he just dominates every sport he's in. He's so good, but the pressure's high. He is not allowed to lose. And in this case, well, there's a big thing coming up. They're going to start merging the schools, and whoever takes the Apple Cup or something, like this big trophy with an apple on it, whoever wins all these sporting things between the two schools gets to take it for the last time and hold it forever, because it will be the last time they ever have this division. They're all going to be put into the same place. Dad and his rival mayor and his rival mayor can't help but place bets on everything. Yeah, this sounds shady, but it's really just for apple-based things. Like, well, we've got apple cider. If we lose, we'll give you a couple gallons of apple cider, but if you lose, you're going to give us like 40 apple pies. And so it's pretty innocent. But for the most part, it's also about naming the school. Is it going to be the West Appleton High School or the East Appleton High School? It's bragging rights. It's owning a trophy. It's putting pressure on children to decide the fate of everything. By the way, these kids are children. None of them are driving. They're getting around on their bicycles. So at best, they're 15. So they eventually, this forgotten sport called bowling is just nobody goes to it, nobody plays it, except for these four weird kids. Again, they're weird. That's not an insult in my world. That is the highest praise. But they stick together. They're best friends between Alex and Eliza and Dahlia and Ken, even though he does not have a picture, so I can't verify it's him, or if he's somebody that's buried further down the credits. Either way, these four kids each have their own little idiosyncrasy. Alex just is a great bowler, and he just bowls a lot. Ken is a kid who really likes, he says 50s music, or at least music that's more than 50 years old, which means before the 1950s. So he likes all swing and jazz and everything else, and forces it to be played in the bowling alley, because who's going to say no? There's nobody there except for him and his friends and the owner, which is Alex's dad. Eliza hangs around, I guess, because there's no indication she's like into Alex that I could tell. I think she's more into Todd. So that's kind of a thing, but I don't know. And then Dahlia, which is the strangest one, she seems younger than all of them. She's shorter. She doesn't really like to bowl because she thinks she's bad at it. But she does love math and equations and science and the computer, this gigantic laptop she uses at some point to show how bowling works. It seems that for a movie about bowling to have a kid in it that is not that into bowling or very good at it seems like a bad character choice. But trust me, every word spoken, every action taken in movies like these are hints as to what is to come, and they are not wasted for the most part. But in this case, Dahlia is incredibly important to this finale of this film. No spoilers. It's just the way it is. So, anyway, to say all this, they've done all the sports. The different sides, East and West, have done all the sports. And what's the last sport? The rivals get to choose which sport is going to be the thing that decides it all. Of course they choose bowling. And the rule is anybody who's already on the bowling team for the school is automatically on the team that will decide these things, who are already registered, even though these 4 kids are the only 4 that show up. It all depends on them. Oh, and also Todd, who is the ultimate athlete, who that side of Appleton loves because he was unknowingly added to the list. So he was signed up for the bowling team, but never knew he was because one of his friends did it for him. Like, he can do that, I guess. And he just never showed up and nobody ever said anything. I don't know. So this contrivance allows him to be on the team. He doesn't want to be on the team. He doesn't know how to play. He doesn't know how to roll a ball. He doesn't have an approach. He doesn't know anything. So, he's immediately hostile to the entire idea that all of this is on his shoulders, not because he's the best bowler, but because he's the star athlete of that school. And his dad, who is the mayor, Tim Reed, the pressure is on. You cannot lose. He doesn't do it in a mean way. He believes in his son, but it's a lot of pressure for a kid. And he kind of has to play up that superstar status. Everybody loves him. All the girls have crushes on him. And he is actually really good at everything he does, except bowling, because nobody bowls except for these 4 weirdos. Or 3 if you don't count Delia. So, what are they going to do? Well, the kids who also don't like Todd, the weirdos who don't like Todd, don't get along with him either. Alex, who is kind of the leader here, he butts heads with Todd the entire time. They all suspect each other's motivations and skill and dedication, and it's just build up. And for no reason. It's for dramatic purposes. So yeah, it's a story as any Disney Channel movie is about helping to understand other people and having empathy and understanding who they are, making friends, finding connections between each other, saying, you know what, that person who's different from me isn't so bad, isn't who I thought they were, and we got to work out things in order to do what's best, in order to overcome anything that comes against us. So yeah, that's pretty much I'm not going to give away the whole story because this is a 25-year-old film. It's the 25th anniversary of Alley Cat Strike, kids. Why is there not more celebrations? Where's the parade? Where's the bowling alley activation around the country? Come on, Disney Plus, get on that. I don't know when this premiered, but seems like the right season right about now to be doing that. I did a lot of bowling in my life in September. Why not? Yes, if of any of the sports movies that Disney Channel puts out, of which there are many, and of course baseball is huge and football and everything else, bowling is kind of the last one left, unless there's a field hockey one, or I don't know, curling or something. I don't know. Bowling is one I can identify with because that's one I was actually really good at for a time. I'm pretty sure if I could walk into a bowling alley right now, step into that lane, put on the shoes, pick out the right ball, I'd do pretty well. But I don't know if I said that already. It's all looping in my head. There's no script here, as you could probably tell. So anyway, I don't want to screw with. I don't want to like give away too many spoilers, but it ends how you expect, but not. It's more about not just learning about others and accepting them, but it's also learning about yourself and accepting that it. In the case of maybe Todd, you don't have to have everything put on your shoulders. You don't have to give in to the expectations of others. And you can have something, a sport that you enjoy doing. He learns to, through this, learns to enjoy bowling rather than making it a mission to accomplish and satisfy those who all love him already or would hate him and be angry with him if he failed. He can't fail, and that's why he's never, nobody's really ever hated him. He's a hero. So yeah, and then there's Alex, who no expectations are made. He's looked down upon. He doesn't go to parties. He's not cool. And some people will, in order for this to all happen, for this championship to happen, Todd helps him try to more socialize more and not just stick with his weird group of friends. And weird is, again, the highest praise for me. It is not an insult. But he tries to help him get out, and Alex, despite the great 90s hair, or 2000 hair, yeah, he doesn't really want to do this. Even though one of the girls kind of pretends to like him, and played by, what's her name? Vandervoort? Where is it? I can't remember her first name. There she is, Laura Vandervoort. She was Supergirl, right? She was Supergirl on Smallville. Yeah. For like a few seasons. Laura Vandervoort. Yeah, she was Supergirl. So she's super young in this too. For a while though, there were so many blonde teenage girls that I wasn't sure which one it was. They all kind of looked the same. I can't think they were all required to have the same haircut in those days, unless they're, yeah, I don't know. Unless they were like a manic pixie cut kind of thing. No, but like her and Kaylee looked so much alike about then. It took some concentration for me to go, okay, Laura, Kaylee. But that's neither here nor there. They both grew up to be wonderful, talented young women. So, yeah, so there's plenty of comedic elements in here, and just everything you come to expect in a Disney Channel movie, with sports, challenges, understanding, and a really surprisingly drawn out, that's not the surprising part, but intense build up to the finale. Like, will they win? Can you guess? But how will they win? Well, the seeds were planted throughout the film, but it might not be as you expect. It is certainly out of left field, and I think they did this ending in order to subvert your expectations, but without actually subverting some of your other expectations. But it works well when it comes to our main lead characters for Todd and Alex. So a lot of this stuff is just sort of to fill the hour and a half, the almost hour and a half film. But for the most part, it's all right. It's not. I can't say it's the best Disney Channel movie, but, and I gotta admit, the acting for the most part is not great. There's a lot of really stiff line delivery and a lot of not great dialogue throughout. The intent is put across, and again, like I was saying also earlier, that much of anything anybody ever says is just exposition for their situation and how they feel about somebody else. And okay, yeah, that's what most conversation is, but there's layers to it. So yeah, it's just silly. There's some parts that, like, I can't remember if I said this or not. the fact that the mayors are placing bets on who will win, and I get that that happens with like town rivalry type of things, but they're usually like innocent bets. They're not like, I'm gonna bet $10,000 my son will win versus your best players. And by the way, their rival team is only seen briefly, and they're not really characters. The two of them appear to be belligerent and jerks, while the others are just skilled and seen from a distance rolling balls consistently into strikes. That makes them a threat, but they're not characters in this. The only conflict in this film is truly just within the group. And yeah, I guess that's they've succeeded in that, because it's about the transformation of these friendships or these rivalries within the group in order for them to join together and overcome and defeat their rivals, and also doing the right thing even when the mayors aren't necessarily, they don't have the best interests at heart. They want to be dominant over the other one. So yeah, it's just the way it tends to be. The parents claim all the glory for the work done by the children. But yeah, if you're a bowling fan and if you want to make sure you see every single one of the Disney Channel original movies like I have, well, you got to watch this one. And it is funny also when you see the younger versions of so many of these actors you probably watch in regular primetime television or movies. It's always fun to see that, see what they were doing when they were kids. So, yeah. Oh, I was going to pick... Oh, I didn't do it. I'm going to plug this in again. Hopefully it will not reset everything. I don't have to pick tomorrow's because tomorrow's Sunday. And it's another episode in my series, within a series, of the Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration. Disneyland released on Disney Plus a series of walkthrough point of view videos and ride through videos that take you through different parts of both of the Disneyland parks to celebrate their 70th anniversary. It opened in 1955, July 17th, and we get to see you get to see whether you've been to the park before, or you have never been, or it's been a long time and you want to see what it's all about. Well, here's your opportunity right from your couch or wherever you watch Disney Channel, Disney Plus content. And it is also the opportunity to see what riding a ride is like that you were completely afraid to ride. In this case, tomorrow's episode is going to be your chance to ride the Indiana Jones Adventure ride. And for those of you who have bad backs or are pregnant, this is a ride you've probably avoided, and rightly so. Because I think I walk away with a bad back every single time I ride it. It hurts. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. Tomorrow, the Disneyland 70th anniversary celebration with a point of view ride-through video of Disneyland, of Indiana Jones Adventure is what we're watching next in the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow with that.